morning, YouTube. It's 25 to 2 in the morning, and I really just can't sleep at the moment. So I received a tornado tank yesterday, well, the atomizers and cartridges, and I just thought, because I can't sleep, I'll come downstairs and do a video. I've had it a day, well, not even a day, and I've got to say I'm really impressed with it. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I know I'm going to continue using them. Obviously, the test is, will it stand a lot of battering? Will the atomizer last a long time? I don't know, but it's all looking good at the moment anyway. One thing I will say is I don't use low resistance atomizers, simply because I bought one and it was a bit of a dud and it put me off them. And I know other people think they're brilliant. I know I just had a dud one, but it's put me off them, and I had a load of spare regular 510 atomizers anyway, so I didn't see the point in going and buying any more. So obviously I always used to direct drip on the Tornado, but now, as I said, I've got this, so I'm not going to run through all the stuff that the other reviewers have done, because if you're interested in it, you'll have already seen those reviews anyway, so I'm not going to tell you anything new there. I'm not going to tell you how the system works, and I'm not going to tell you what the tank looks like or anything like that, but I'm just going to run through a couple of things that I have found with it. I also saw on a thread somewhere the other day when I was just looking up on these, somebody said, and I'll try and quote it exactly the way it was written, they'd like to see somebody chain vaping the bugger just to see how it actually works. Well, I can do that a bit later for you as well. The one thing I did want to talk about really, because I said I only got it today about 12 o'clock, and I'm normally a 3 to 4 mil a day max, but normally about 3 mil a day vapor. And I've been through, well, I've gone through 4 of these carts, and I've just refilled it to do this video. I do think it goes through juice quicker than dripping, but maybe that's just because it's a new toy, and I wasn't too sure what I was doing at the time, because I watched a couple of films today as well, so I could have been doing it without realising. It doesn't feel like I've been vaping that long anyway, but knowing me, I've probably been vaping it all day and not realised. But yeah, so I think so far, so I've gone through more than 5 mil of juice today, and that's quite a lot for me, so I'm hoping it doesn't stick out like that. But I will say, you can't use the PG on its own, you've got to put it down with PG, and I've put in 70% PG, 30% vegetable glycerin, and that's not because of experiments, that's because I saw another reviewer do it, and he said it works fine for him. And I've got to say, I haven't really noticed much vapor loss production. I never use PG because I think it's too thin, and I've never really tried it with PG either. So I've given that well, and it seems to vape alright. I don't notice any reduction in vapor from it, but I'm sure once I look back on this, I can compare it to what I was doing from my other video with my regular direct dripping. So I shall. At the moment I've got Titan fluid. I never use the Titan fluid because it came with my Tornado case. I never really liked it that much, but I've quit smoking. I've got asthma, and it used to make me wheeze, but I've got to be honest, today it's not been making me wheeze at all, and I used that one first because it was a thinner liquid. I knew straight away. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some chain vaping right now. It is quite a full cartridge, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it there. It's quite a full cartridge. I'll probably do about 10 to 15 vapes on it, because I think, I'm sorry, the lighting in here isn't very good either, so I'll do a couple of some chain vaping on it, see what you think, because I think it works brilliantly, so let's go for it. I did notice earlier, and I know a couple of other people have said it, um, sometimes you feel like it's probably not wicking down so much. That last drag then, it didn't feel like it was giving off as much vapour as the last. And that's only happened once to me all day, since I've had it. It's normally been vaping quite well. It was, I think it was Scott who actually gave me the tip for it, where you just do sort of 4 short inhales, and it does seem to sort out the problem straight away. So so yeah, I really like that. I mean, that's just a Titan third as well, which is quite runny. I think that vapes really, really, really well. I also mix in PG mix as well, which is a menthol flavour. I do smoke menthol most of the time because, as I say, I'm not used to the low resistance atomizers that people, they say that they might be spoiled by it, and there's people saying, oh, it's about the same as a 510 and it's just not enough. Well, I'm lucky enough, I've not been in that position where I've spoiled myself on the low resistance. So to me, it does feel just exactly like a 510. Um, as I say, because it's not just pure VG liquid, it's probably not as thick, and certainly the vapor doesn't last as long as it would if it was just VG. But I'm going to give it a try with this menthol just to see if there's any difference, because it's the first time I'll look back at it because I haven't looked in the mirror or anything. I only observe it for what I'm blowing out first hand. So I'll just give this menthol a try. Um, that feels to me like it's kicking out more vapor, but maybe that's just because of the high VG content in it. Um, One thing I'll say about this cartridge as well, it's not as full as the other one. Um, I think I'm not sure who it was that's sort of who said it, but they found that it seems to get more flavour out of it and more throat hit, more vapours the lower it gets down the cartridge. I've not really noticed that, to be fair. There could be an element of truth in there, but it's certainly not enough um, to make me question it on the first day anyway. Maybe after a month or so of using it, I might notice it more. You tend to pick up on those things more, but I certainly don't notice it. So, um, what else can I say about it? I mean, I've got to say, I think this is the best thing since sliced bread. I do drip, but it is a pain in the backside, and even if it doesn't create enough vapour, it certainly gives me enough throat hit. I don't have to worry about topping up. The only thing is, obviously, over the next week, I'm just going to test to see if I am using more juice from it. Not that it's so much of a problem, just more of a pain in the backside that I've got to mix it up again myself, which I don't really want to have to do. It keep creating more and more fluid, rather. I think this is really, really good. I definitely recommend them. If you've been used to LRs, then just try it anyway. You might like it. And certainly, if you drive, you know, there's a couple of other people have already pointed out, it's quite good because you don't have to worry about topping up all the time. But for me, I would now say this will be my all-day, everyday vape. Good enough vapor production for me, more than good enough. Great throat hit, especially with the menthol, because that gives you the extra kick anyway. Um, and everybody else who's reviewed it has pretty much got it bang on. So I'm not going to bore you with those details. I'm sure if you're interested in it already, you'll already want to see them. But I think this is fantastic. If you don't have any questions for me at all, then let me know. I'll let you know more in a few days when I've been using it a bit more. But any questions, just give me a shout. And thank you for watching. Cheers.